Hi, it's September here in the UK, and this 600 will soon be put away for the winter. We've got one final day, it seems, of dry weather. It's been raining in the UK here for about a week. I think we've had more rain than we've ever seen before. Ridiculous amounts of rain, so I thought it's finally a dry day. I'm going to take the 600 out for a final run, and then it's going to be put away. So the 600 Mercedes, also known as the Grosser, is a kind of a legendary car from the 60s that Mercedes made to prove that they were the best. You could go online and read about all the different functions and systems the car has. I'll tell you a little bit about that. But today I just wanted to walk you around a 600. So when producing the 600, Mercedes wanted to make everything feel as luxurious as possible. So the suspension is air, and these are the kind of airbags that you'd find on more modern cars nowadays. We've seen Airmatic being produced in the 1990s and 2000s on Mercedes. Well, this was a very early form of that. It's a very simple system, airbags on each corner, level valves on the back, one on the back and two on the front, which keep the level of the car at a steady height. More passengers and weight on the car, it will just level out nicely. The air suspension does a brilliant job. It works really well. It's very simple and very effective. It does the job really well. And then of course you have the hydraulic system, which powers many things on the car. So the hydraulic, you have the windows are hydraulic, so it's called the finger touch system, where the windows go up and down hydraulically. The soft closed doors, they close and open hydraulically. Very famously, the trunk lid is the same. So here we go, there's the soft closed doors. You just soft close and it pulls the door in. The shock absorbers are also hydraulic adjustable, so if you want to be racing it around a track, it can quite easily be put into sports mode, and it will be a little bit firmer around the corners. So yeah, the hydraulics are a brilliant design on this car. They borrowed it from, of course, aircraft technology. The oil it uses is aircraft technology oil used in the aircraft industry of the time. We have hydraulically controlled air flaps, which allow air into the car. As you can see, this one is partially lowered here because I've been driving down the road and wanted a little bit of air. So that allows air to enter the cabin, and that's hydraulically controlled. The seats are hydraulically controlled as well. I'll show you. So the seats go back and forth hydraulically. Okay, windows here. Just show you. There we go. No noise whatsoever. And I believe the Mercedes engineers would say that a window should go down within a second on the hydraulic finger touch system. I'm not sure if all of mine do go down in a second, but hey, they all work, which is great. These were, of course, owned by important people, whether they were doing good things or bad things. You know, there are some colourful characters that own these over the years. And this particular car came from Oregon in the United States of America. And I met a friend of mine who is a G-Wagon fanatic who had bought this and hadn't really done a lot with it. So I bought it from him. And over the last decade or so or more, I've been improving it and putting my little stamp on it and making sure everything's all good. So it's a fantastic car to start with. It was very difficult to find one of these 600s without any rust on. This is rust free, which is good. And but it did need TLC. The airbags all needed changing. The level valves on the air suspension system needed attention. They all needed refurbing. The hydraulic system needed some work, not a lot, but a little bit. And to get everything perfect, that was all done by myself as I could. I did also change the leather interior because it was cracking and had gone dry. So the correct leather was sourced from America, a brilliant company in the States that makes exactly to the pattern of the factory, and that was fitted. A little bit of information about the engine bay. So here in the corner we have the air conditioning compressor. This is aircon of the 1960s. Works really well. My vehicle, I believe, is a 1965. It's number 505 made. A fairly early vehicle. Okay. To those who are familiar with these cars, they'll know that it's an early one. I've got the old washer bottle that actually slots in there. The later cars had them alongside there. This is your pump here for the air suspension. Okay, it is just a piston pump, and it works really, really well. In here you have ethyl alcohol, which actually dries out the air and sort of takes the moisture out of the air for the air suspension system. Very, very simple but effective system, as I said. Okay, and down there is the pump for the can't quite show you on this. There's a pump for the hydraulics. It's a very simple, as I say, there's a lot of systems on this car. By themselves, they're all very simple and easy to understand, really. But when put together, there is a lot on this vehicle, and it's very, very complicated. I mean, changing those fan belts is never fun. I've done that probably 2 or 3 times now. Very, very difficult job, and I hate doing it, but I do it to keep everything nice and fresh. 2 alternators on this car. One on this side, one on the other side. I mean, there's very few electrics on this car. Lord knows why they needed 2 alternators, but there we go. It has them, a left and a right, and those do the job very well. Mine has the American spec headlamps and the extra fog lamps on the front. This is not a for sale video, by the way. I'm just making a video just about the 600. It's a little bit dirty today because we have been using the car. We were at a show at Mercedes World last week, and so the car's been out, and now it'll be cleaned and put away, and I just thought it'd be nice to take a little video of the car. As you can see, we have my 2 boys in the back there enjoying the leg room. Plenty of leg room in the back, and the rear seat is also hydraulically adjustable, by the way. The rear seats move back and forth on the touch of a hydraulic button. There, it's really, really a very, very nice ride. It is very luxurious. It doesn't feel like a 1960s car at all. They produced these not for very many years. I think the last one rolled off in the early 70s, and that was it. And they made them in the longer version than this. This is, believe it or not, the short wheelbase, and it's massive. They made them in the longer version. They made them in a laungelette, which was like a cabrio at the back. They had very, very many different versions of these, and as I say, it was important people. Dare I say, you know, the sort of elite of society that had these cars, and some of them had many of these cars. Very, very famous back in the 60s. All right, so thank you for watching the video. I just wanted to share a little bit about the 600 Mercedes Benz. It's a magnificent car. It's a piece of history. I feel very lucky to have owned one, and I feel like I'm a caretaker. I don't feel like I own it. I feel like I'm a caretaker of this vehicle. I think it will surpass my time in this world, and it'll go down in history books, I think. These are a brilliant, brilliant vehicle. Simply cannot be compared to anything modern or made after these. I think it's Mercedes showed that they were the best, and that was it. And then you see elements of this car and what they did here in more modern vehicles, but not. I've never seen a car with all of the functions and features and how can I say, all of the luxuries that this car has in one car. It's fantastic vehicle, and I think Mercedes proved their point.